Welcome to the show. After the show, what happens right after the show? Cheers.
Is that a Flerken impersonation?
That'd be more like that.
I know. I've looked at a bunch of pictures of these things. They're very like intense looking.
Yeah, very tentacle mouths.
Tentacle mouths.
Yeah.
The Flerken almost to me seems like something that would be like buried in like more way obscure corners of like comic bookdom.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating to me that they have come up in like the more recent days of Marvel.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's one of those things where what they're doing is they're using a very traditional like Captain Marvel origin, like from like way back.
Okay.
But then they're also going to have some elements of the most recent run of Captain Marvel, which is like where she has the mohawk.
Right.
And where she has the cat that is a Flerken.
A Flerken.
A Flerken! Yeah.
It's going to be super interesting. The only thing that gets me about like all of the very multi-dimensional type things, like so you got Doctor Strange going into like a weird time warp. You've got Ant-Man and
Quantum Realm.
Now potentially Captain Marvel's
living in cat cheeks.
Normal. Which is strange.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the day, you have to have like a really good way to do this.
Yeah.
Because like after the fact, if this is the explanation, like it can't be ridiculous.
Well, it can't be like the end-all be-all solution to defeating Thanos.
Right. Oh no, and that won't be the case at all. Yeah.
Right.
Like I think Captain Marvel's role in Endgame will be very similar to Black Panther's in
Right, like what the Black Panther movie ultimately offered Infinity War was the place of Wakanda for them to have a big open field battle that was still secret from the rest of the Earth.
Sure.
You know, like Black Panther himself didn't really do much.
No, not so much. Yeah, like Wakanda was really what they gave us with that.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it as if like we will walk away with an element that can be used, but not it. For one, she can't be like the secret answer to everything.
Right. No, that would be dumb.
Yeah, that would be just like, oh, big insurmountable problem. Well, we'll just go ahead and give you the character who's capable of defeating that.
Yeah, just right here at the last second or something. You know,
that would be a shoehorn.
Yeah, that would be no good.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. It was very fun making this video because like everything about a Flerken is just straight up ridiculous.
It totally is. It's just like, what, this is cat that has his weird powers. Like, what's going on?
Right, like weirdly powerful powers.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I feel quite certain the cat is gonna have a bigger role in the movie than is expected. Or I'm so curious. Like, she doesn't even have to be like living inside the cat's cheeks or something. Like maybe the cat can just like teleport by using the dimensions, and she's like in some alternate mirror reality or something.
Right.
Like where she's unaffected. Like, you know, my thought mostly is that they will have enough evidence because she's like from another planet and they're dealing with someone in Ronin who will eventually go on to work for Thanos, and like they've already got the Tesseract on hand. Like, I feel like they've got just enough pieces and just enough people from enough places that they could know about Thanos and like what his goal might be.
Right. Like it'll go to show how long Thanos has been like preparing for the snap even. So like, because we see it in Thor, at least Ragnarok, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Before it's supposed to actually have existed.
I think it's in the first Thor movie.
Right, like in his like
in the vault.
Or vault, yeah.
So it's like that being there, like it's definitely one of those like, oh crap, we shouldn't have put that there. And then like what is it? Hela comes to her, just knocks it over. It's like fake.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But it's like they had the mold made. Like it puts out the idea that at least like maybe the high ups at Asgard were aware of the stones, that they could be combined and put on a thing, and that something like it could have this sort of power.
Right. Yeah. So I am thinking that there could almost be like a monologue-y type scene somewhere that like reveals the evil villain's true plan. Mm-hmm. And probably so much of like what Fury is doing all of when we know him is like he can't tell anybody what the end game is.
Ah. Yeah.
To use the title.
Well, that's always Nick Fury's thing. Like he never plays his last card. Right. Like he always knows something he's not telling you. So it's like in like Avengers 1, would he have thought it was Thanos, or would he like could he have known? Like, is there a reason he wouldn't have told like Iron Man or Captain America like, hey, this might be this?
Right.
Or like, does he even realize the Tesseract is part of that? You know,
that's the big question, and it's gonna be so hard to know. Like, it could even be like the information that Fury gets in Captain Marvel could be like what catapults him to like the top of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, that's for sure. I feel like that very much is gonna be the case. Like, he's gonna like. I feel like you will learn because he's supposed to have like a desk job or something in this movie, but he's gonna do something in this movie that's gonna bring him to the top of S.H.I.E.L.D. I feel like they will know something. And they're trying to prepare for like a worst case scenario. Maybe it's not even the snap. They're just like, you are so powerful that we need you to be safe for the worst.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think it's too much of a coincidence that Ronan's in this movie and Ronan goes on to work for Thanos. And like, I think Ronan is supposed to be a pretty dang powerful.
Yeah, like in his own...
In his own right.
Right. Before he gets the Power Stone.
Right.
Like, he can hold the Power Stone.
Right.
You know.
Which, yeah. Like, even Red Skull couldn't hold the Tesseract.
The Tesseract, right.
So, it does go to show, like, if you want to, like, start comparing which villain is more powerful than other villains, at the very least, we have that.
Yes, that's true. That's true. He is, he's pretty strong. Pretty strong guy.
Yeah. So, I don't know. The other thing is like, I can't imagine how significant S.H.I.E.L.D. could ultimately be to the final plot of this whole thing. Because, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. like almost seems like a joke even from the beginning, like the strategic homeland intervention, whatever, you know, like this big, long, garbly word. The show itself doesn't even make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seem that powerful. Like, they get beat to death, like, 10 times.
Right. Well, like, they get broken up pretty much after Winter Soldier.
Right.
Right? Like, after that, I feel like they were like, oh, yeah, this is part of this big movie. Hey, show, you're going to keep running, but the organization your show's named after is gone, so you're like S.H.I.E.L.D. Underground or something now?
Right, S.H.I.E.L.D., but nobody knows about it.
Right. Now you're like co-op. You're like undercover S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's like S.H.I.E.L.D. was always undercover, so now you're like double undercover.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the other thing, too, is even, I don't know if you're up to date on S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, but
I'm not.
The latest season, which they had to like pause a season to allow the events of Endgame to unfold before they could release the next season.
Oh wow!
Just finished dealing with like a Kree invasion. So I don't know. It's really confusing.
Yeah, and this movie is presenting the Kree like they're good guys and the Skrull are bad guys, but yeah, you're like Kree invasion on S.H.I.E.L.D. Ronan was a Kree. Like who else? Where else is there? I don't know.
The other thing about the Kree, the third example here. But the other thing about the Kree is that like that's how they brought Coulson back,
right?
Using like Kree blood, and same with like Daisy again in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, but like they aren't as powerful as Captain Marvel is,
right? Like they show you in the trailers, Captain Marvel getting some like Kree blood put into her, and then like she's having dinner or lunch or something with Nick Fury, and she's like, "That's photon blast. Skrull can't do that." It's like, am I supposed to take your word for it?
Right.
It's like, can all Kree do that? Because we've seen some other Kree, and they haven't been doing this. They haven't been going all smart. So it's like, when you got it, did like that mix of Kree blood with you give you like particular special powers?
Well, yeah. Then there's the question of like Star-Lord, where it's like, do you have some other lineage where you're not just human? You're like human plus
something,
right.
Like celestial, or does she have some weird? I have no idea. Is she like, or is she like the Captain America of like the Kree? Did they have like a Kree super serum or something?
Oh, sure. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
for
like we'll test it on her because she's disposable.
Right.
It worked.
Oh crap! It worked.
Whoops! Sparkle Fist.
Sparkle Fist. Anyway, that's probably all for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until next time. Bye.